Good evening and welcome inside the Ozaki Ice Arena. Joined alongside by Paul Moritz. This is David Tewksbury for the Concordia Sports Network. And tonight we have the Lake Forest College Foresters taking on the Concordia University Wisconsin Falcons. Last time these two teams met was a little less than 24 hours ago. And Concordia got off to a very quick start. Went up 2-0 early on with Devin Sturmer and Mr. Martin Preston, who has been absolutely dynamite. 5 goals in 5 games, 2 assists to boot. But after that, it was a scoring rampage for Lake Forest. They came out with 4 goals in the second period to take a big lead, and then they put the victory on ice as they won the game 7-4. As I welcome in my partner, Paul Moritz. Paul, it was a great game to start for the first 5.5 minutes for Concordia, but after that, the wheels fell off.
Absolutely, you know, the first 2 goals that the Falcons scored absolutely brought them to life, but then they kind of got a little complacent, and they thought it was going to, and they probably thought it was going to be like the series that they had earlier in the season where they ended up dominating them. They won the first game with a 2-0 shutout, and then they won the second game with 3-2, but that was not the case at all, and it ended up coming back to bite them, and very badly.
You know, it's interesting, you know, what a difference a couple months makes. You know, Jake Hebda gets his first ever collegiate shutout in that first victory, makes 28 saves, and then last night he surrenders 7 goals in 44 minutes of action. Then he gets pulled for DJ Torrenueva, and it's just an interesting maneuver from head coach Jason Wise. You know, what took him so long? You know, 44 minutes. I know you got a chance to catch up with Coach Wise a little bit earlier, but I know you also got a chance to, you know, sit down with Eli Riddle, and you got some of his thoughts on last night's defeat.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and give you that interview just before the game.
You guys had a really tough game last night. You went ahead by 2 and then ended up losing by 3. How do you rebound from a game like that?
I mean, you just got to keep doing the same thing and stick to the systems. We kind of got away from our systems a little bit, and the effort was lacking in the second period. You just got to come out and play hard tonight. That's all we got to do.
21 penalties between the 2 teams last night. How do you avoid the penalty kill? It seems like you guys were taking a few undisciplined penalties there in the second period.
Yeah, we were. We lost our head a little bit. I think sometimes you let your emotions get the best of you out there, but really you just got to stick to the game plan, which is not to take penalties. And when they take one on us, we got to capitalize on the power play.
Excellent. Well, you guys got another chance against Lake Forest. What do you think the key to this game is here today?
Well, I think the key to the game is when we do get penalties, we got to kill off those penalties. We got to be more successful on the penalty kill. Obviously, they scored 5 power play goals last night, and I think overall we just got to give a better effort, consistency, like throughout the entire game. We can't be giving hard one shift and then go down the next. So I think we just got to stick to the game plan and play consistently throughout the whole game.
Excellent. Thanks so much, and good luck to you and the guys tonight.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that's Eli Riddle. He got a chance to catch up with our Paul Moritz a little bit earlier. And, you know, Paul, you take a look at this game tonight, and you see the first 2 games of the season, or the first 2 times these 2 teams met, and you take a look at last night, just 2 completely different squads. And I know you also got a chance to catch up with Coach Wise a little bit earlier as well. And, you know, how do you respond from a game last night and you surrender 7 goals in 44 minutes?
Yeah, I mean,
where do you go from there?
Eli put it very well. I mean, you gotta start all over. You gotta keep your emotions in check, and then go from there. And you gotta really come back out with a vengeance. And so let's actually listen to what Coach Wise had to say about last night's loss.
Just before the Lake Forest game, Coach, you had a very tough loss last night at Lake Forest. How do you get the life back into the team?
Well, like I said from the beginning, we just want to stay the course, embrace the process. We're trying to build a program, and you just keep building. Our penalty kill was obviously off last night, but we only made a few mistakes, believe it or not, and those few mistakes ended up in the back of our net. In other games, you make a couple of mistakes, and they miss the net or hit the post, the goalie makes a save, and it's not as obvious. So last night they scored on their chances. So tonight, just keep plugging away, trying to be better on the kill, and take less penalties, and hopefully get the win.
Speaking of special teams, the power play seems to be playing. Like, you guys don't seem to be scoring whenever you guys get the power play opportunity. How do you get the special teams going?
Well, we got to get pucks to the net. Early on right now, I'm getting a lot of shots blocked, and we're starting to think too much and overpass. And I think if we just simplify it, get pucks coming in, and if it doesn't go in, there'll be a rebound laying there. And if we can do that, it'll certainly help build some confidence.
All right, Coach, you had a great start to the semester against Finlandia. How do you get the team back in the thick of it?
Well, again, we just stay the course. We keep working hard and try to get better every night. So we came in this morning, watched film. The goals that they scored last night are breakdowns by us. Those are all things that can be corrected. And so we show the guys on video. They take some mental notes. They make some adjustments tonight and go out and eliminate those mistakes. And that'll definitely give us a chance to win tonight.
All right, so here's a question that a couple of the fans have burning in their mind. DJ took a good net last night when he came in. Who do we have in net for tonight? DJ. All right, next. After last night, what are the keys to the game to get the W?
Stay out of the box, be better on the penalty kill, capitalize on our scoring chances, and outwork. We work harder than them, and we play good hockey. Should be the W. They outwork us. It's going to be a long night, so we'll see what type of work ethic we have tonight.
Excellent. Thanks so much, and good luck to you and the team here.
Thank you.
All right, that was head coach Wise of the Concordia University Falcons. Again, as you heard Coach say just a few moments ago there, they have to be a lot better on penalty kills. And last night in the 7-4 defeat for Concordia, Lake Forest was dynamite on penalties. They were 5 for 9 on power plays. Conversely, Concordia 0 for 7.
Absolutely.
And that's it. That's the game right there.
And see, the problem with what happened last night is that the Falcons, whenever they got the power play, they committed an undisciplined penalty and it negated the power play. And that is something they cannot do tonight if they want to win over Lake Forest tonight. So that's one of the keys to the game. And we'll start with get right into those. And key number one, score early, score often, be the first to score here in tonight's contest. Second key to the game, power play, power play, power play. The men's hockey team has been plagued with a lack of power plays. And so tonight it is absolutely crucial that they get power play goals tonight. And it looks like for Brendan Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully, will get the start for Lake Forest. So the Falcons have to get puck behind him tonight. And finally, the third key to the game, energy. You got to get the energy up, and you got to block shots on the way in. Now, at this time, we will listen to the national anthem. We salute our veterans and armed forces, both home and abroad, with the playing of our national anthem. Enjoy the anthem. Once again, we thank all of our armed forces and our veterans for your service to this country. Thank you so much for the freedom that you have fought for us.
And now the starting lineups. First off for the Lake Forest College Foresters. Of course, they won last night 7-4 back in Lake Forest, Illinois. Starting off is Charlie Stein. He's a 5'5" sophomore from Lewiston, New York. He plays forward. Macaulay Bannon. He's a 5'11" forward from Orleans, Ontario, Canada. Andrew Stein. He is a 5'11" freshman defender from Lewiston, New York. brothers to Charlie. Jason McAloon, he is a 5'11" sophomore from Elk Groves, Illinois. He found the back of the rope twice last night against Concordia. Peter Nesper, he is a 6'1" sophomore defender from Eagle River, Wisconsin. And between the pipes tonight is number 30, Brendan Sullivan. He is a 5'8" senior from Fall River, Massachusetts. And now the starting lineups for the Concordia University Falcons. I'll turn it over to Paul.
In goal for the Falcons here tonight is DJ Tornweva. DJ is actually getting his first start tonight after a perfect end of the game last night. He is feeling good. I was able to just catch him in passing, but while they were doing warm-ups, he's feeling good. He's hoping to get his first win tonight. And starting forward is Captain Buster Hepner. And joining him forward is number 25, Dan Schiltz, and also number 13, Dan Zerlich. At defense for the Falcons is number 15, Cody Kostecki, and number 23, Trammell Lyons. And we're just about to get this one underway.
The Falcons will go from left to right, and the Forcers from right to left here in this first half of play. Once again joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand inside the Ozaki Ice Center as the Falcons are looking to win the season series 3-1. It'll be a tall order because last night they surrendered 7 goals in 44 minutes. And we heard Paul kind of talk about it at the top of the broadcast. Get off to a fast start and sustain that energy as the Falcons pick it up inside their defensive zone right now with Buster Hepner. Hepner flicks one on for Zerlich, crossing the blue line. Dan makes a move on his defender, but had it poked away and intercepted by Bannock. And now the Falcons do pick it back up inside the Foresters zone. Coming around the near side is 27, that being Peter Nesper. He circles, and the Falcons take it away at the top of the slot for Michael Kavich. He had it poked away from his defender, Charlie Stein. Puck all the way to the far side as Morgan Sanchez seeing his first action of the contest. Gaskin and Riddle have also checked in for the Falcons. 55 seconds gone by.
One thing I did notice about DJ is that he plays very aggressively in net. Whenever the puck comes down to his end, he gets out of his net and he comes out and he plays the puck and he sends it back up to his team. He's trying to play, he's a more offensive goaltender, and I think that may actually benefit the Falcons here tonight if they can stay out of their zone.
I hate to say it, Paul, but it can't get too much worse. 44 minutes gone by yesterday night and 7 goals surrendered from the freshman Jake Hepner. I mean, there's no way to go but up from that performance last night.
Absolutely. DJ showed some very good flair last night in net, and so hopefully he can do the same here tonight.
Puck flicked on inside the Foresters zone defensively. Now circling is Johnson, looking for Poston, now finding him on the far corner. Now jockeying for position is Russell Johnson and his defender, and is gathered in on the near side by Ben Serto for Lake Forest. Kristan seeing his first action of the night. We've mentioned him at the top of the broadcast. 5 goals in 5 games from the transfer from UW Superior. Also has 2 assists. Does the freshman. Puck poked all the way inside the Falcon zone and now gathered in by 21, Brandon Bayer.
Oh, Martin Kristan, he's just a freshman, and if he was trying to find his place in the line at UW Superior, and so now he's managed to find a good spot in the lineup here with the Falcons, so hopefully he'll stay with the Falcons for a long time and make this team just that much better.
Trammell Lyons kind of jacks up one of his defenders, kind of trying to set the tone physicality-wise. Lenny Childs will do the exact same all night long for the Falcons. Just about 2.5 minutes gone by as the Forcers pick up possession inside the defensive zone. Now near neutral ice comes Will Sieber. And Lake Forest will watch CUW take it away with Dan Zerlich. Dan circling behind, looking for a wraparound goal. Lost his skates, and it'll be picked up inside the Falcon zone. Chasing it down will be number 23, Trammell Lyons.
And it should have been a tripping penalty called as he was tripped up as he hung around the back of the net. Dan Schiltz getting a little aggravated as one of the Lake Forest players kind of roughed him up.
Brendan Sullivan covers it up. 16:43 to play, first period. Still no score inside the Ozaki Ice Center. Once again, joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand. Thanks for spending your Saturday evening with us on the Concordia Sports Network. The draw will be just to the right of Brendan Sullivan with Dan Zerlich and his defender, Ben Finney. Buster Hebda circling, looking, perhaps for Eli Riddle, the point instead drops it off, looking for Zerlich, now looking for Schiltz. Dan gathers it in, now Buster Hebda checks his defender Charlie Stein into the boards. Puck creams all the way to the Falcons zone defensively. Eli Riddle controls right in front of DJ Tornueva, foot down looking for Hebda, and this will be picked up and now covered up by Brendan Sullivan.
You know, good. I like the way that DJ's playing. Even when his own players are in front of the net, he still gets in that defensive position. He holds the glove up with one hand, the glove up with one hand, and his blocker goes out a little bit with the other, and he gets in that position as if he's ready to go down into the butterfly position, just to make sure that that puck does not get in the net. He's playing excellent so far. He actually hasn't seen much so far this period.
I did mention last night DJ Tornueva faced 7 shots, saved them all in 15 minutes of action as the Foresters pick it up inside their defensive zone. Now flicking it on forward for Cam Severson. Now here come the Foresters, a shot. This one's going to be saved by DJ Tornueva with 16:01 to play first period.
Yeah, DJ's looking very confident in the net right now. He made that save and he just let it. He just kind of gave it a little bit of a hug in the breadbasket area. Excellent play by DJ.
You know, that's kind of the thing in just not just hockey, but in all sports, is playing with a lot of confidence. And right now, Jake Hebda's confidence probably a little bit low, and DJ's confidence, probably a little bit higher right now.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, Jake played those 44 minutes, and not exactly the best 44 minutes he's ever played.
Right. I mean, again, we talked about what a difference a couple months makes. And Jake Hebda picked up his first ever collegiate shutout the first time these two teams met. Devin Sturmer and Zerlich both scored to give CUW their first win of the season against the Lake Forest Foresters. They won that contest 2-0. That game coming on November 9th. Here comes the Falcons. Coming up the near side is Michael Cavich. He has one way high, and this one's going to go out of play.
That one went all out of play, and that one went all the way up into the rafters, well over the protective netting. I think there was no one up, there's no stands up there. Otherwise someone might have taken a puck to the face.
Crowd still filing in right below us. Poston will go for the draw to the left of goalkeeper Brendan Sullivan. He goes one-on-one with Roberto Capillari.
Poston won the draw.
Foot down looking for Russell Johnson. Had it poked away by 24 Will Sieber. Now the Falcons gather up possession with Eli Riddle. Looking for Marty Preston, had it poked away and stolen by Lake Forest. And we got a whistle on the play with 15:07 left in the first period.
Offsides called against the Foresters.
Draw will be right in front of the Falcons bench.
You know, the Falcons have not scored yet, but they're definitely getting one of the keys to the game done, and they're playing a lot of offensive time in the Foresters zone.
Off the draw, Poston wins it, backs things out for Eli Riddle, and flicks one on for Kyle Gaskin. Now Poston looking back for Gaskin, far side to near side to Eli Riddle. Now Eli creates a little bit of space, now dumps one to the far corner for looking for Russell Johnson, and he had it stolen away by Lake Forest's Michael Villette. Little 1-2 game in the neutralized position. Eli Riddle tries to take it away from his defender. Again, you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 21 combined penalties last night, Paul, so also you have to play within yourself.
Say again?
I was going to say, last night, you mentioned at the top of the show, 21 combined penalties, so these guys really need to kind of play within themselves and keep their cool heads.
Absolutely, and that's not just CUW, that's Lake Forest as well. I mean, last night, Lake Forest took a major penalty, and that was, they planted Harrison Newlands right into the glass, and Newlands went down in a big heap, and he did not get up for a little bit.
Crossing neutral ice come the Foresters, Charlie Stein. Stein goes far side to near side, had it poked out of there by 21 Brandon Bayer. Now it'll be Chris Hughes seeing his first action of the evening for CUW, poking it out of the Falcon zone, and he sends it all the way to the Lake Forest side, as it looks like we're going to have a penalty here. That's going to be on 27, Peter Nesper. He got his stick a little bit into the cage of looked like Morgan Sanchez, or make that Chris Hughes rather. So the Falcons, who went 0 for 7 on power plays last night, will go on their first this evening with 13:48 to go. First period.
See, this isn't part of the game where it's desperation mode, but it is desperation mode almost, because you had that horrific loss to Lake Forest last night. You want to score on the first power play that that they give you. I mean, Coach said in his interview they didn't give them many penalty opportunities last night. So this is the opportunity where the Falcons want to score.
Kostecki dumps one on back, looking for Morgan Sanchez. Now finding him now. Sanchez back outside to Kostecki, right in front of the blue line. Now back to Morgan. Near side circle. Play one on for Sturmer, who fires and scores! CUW strikes first with 13:30 to play in the first period. And Devin Sturmer, you mentioned him, he was the one who scored last night first. He finds the back of the rope for his 8th goal of the season to lead all scores for the Falcons.
First key to the game was score first and score often. But Falcons need to score often if they want to keep Sully off of his game and maybe even get a few more goals. And that was key number 1. Score first. They did just that. Now they got to keep themselves. They need to stay on their toes and they need to stay aggressive. They got to get Lake Forest back on their heels if they want to win this game.
Absolutely, kind of sustaining that momentum. 8th goal of the season for Sturmer. He has 7 assists to boot, good for 15 points. Number 1 on the team for the Falcons. They lead by 1. And again,
leading goal scorer for the Falcons and very slowly followed up by Martin Castan.
But again, Paul, we've seen this before. Sturmer, he's the one who scored first yesterday. They won up 2-0. Got to sustain this energy that they started out with in the game's first 6 minutes and 57 seconds.
Absolutely.
And not an easy thing to do. I mean, Lake Forest is a team that will kind of wear you out. They're going to go up, they're going to be skating with you for 60 minutes.
That's pretty much what they did last night. They got some pucks behind Jake Hebda last night, and they just wore CUW out, and that's what ended up costing them.
Falcons pick up possession. Coming up forward is Schultz. This one's going to go all the way inside the Lake Forest zone for icing. 12:52 to play inside the Ozaki Ice Center, joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand, and the Falcons lead it 1-0.
Coach Wise not happy with that last call. He thought that one of his players had touched the puck on the way down, but Coach Wise is not going to get his way. Face off in the circle to the right of DJ Tornueva.
It'll be between Schultz and it looks like Roberto Capillari, and one on by the Falcons coming across neutral ice is Schultz. Flicks one on short range looking for Zerla. Danny takes a shot and it had a cream behind the backboards and gathered in by Lake Forest coming forward trying to break out of their defensive zone. Schultz knocks it down and gathers in possession looking for Eli Little in the defensive zone of the Falcons. Now fighting for position will be Eli Little and his defender, that being Bobby Barrett on the half boards. Falcons win on it. Played one inside neutral ice, now coming up forward. Skating quickly up the near side is Travis Payne. Now Michael Cabbage gets into the fray. Has a shot by Bayer. This one goes up and out of play with 12:08 to go first period.
And 12:08 in the first period, that seems to be awfully familiar from last night. I mean, up 1-0 but I believe last night the second goal had been scored by now. But Falcons need to keep a few pucks going behind Sully. They're doing well right now, but they got to keep those goals coming.
And Devin Sturmer scored with 56 seconds in that first half, or make that first period, and they picked up their second goal with 14:54 with Martin Castan. So, they've been here before. They do lead by 1 with 11:50 to go. Now they got to, again, it sounds like a broken record, but sustain that energy.
Falcons just dodged a huge power play bullet right there because one of the Falcons took down a Lake Forest player, and it would have been a sure tripping call had the official been looking at him. Oh, and another penalty, and this will indeed cost the Falcons.
This will be on Harrison Newlands, and we got a whistle with 11:28. This one will be on Harrison, so an opportunity for Lake Forest to go on a 5-on-4. But, Paul, we talked about how good Concordia is on power plays. They're 19 for 65 now. That's good for second in the conference at 25%.
Yeah, that's good, but right now they need to focus on the penalty kill.
Sure.
Interesting sequence right after the whistle had blown. Brendan Bayer was the one that touched the puck to stop play for the penalty, and he was coming in so fast to touch the puck that he ended up having to give the official a hug to make sure that he didn't plow him into the boards.
You got to stop your momentum somehow, and sometimes the guy in the striped shirt is the guy that you're going to have to run into. Has got another takedown in the center ice position. It looks like Lenny Childs nearly got away with something, but here comes Travis Payne up the near side. Travis takes a shot, had that one deflected and out of play with 10:59 to go in this first period. Concordia leads by 1.
You know, that was something that the Falcons needed to do to get the Foresters back on their heels. I mean, just the fact that Payne came hauling in with that shorthanded opportunity was good for the Falcons, because if they keep Sullivan honest, they might end up with a shorthanded goal here. I mean, just looking at him now, it's hard to tell who's on the power play.
Zerlip picks one up, looking for Buster Hebda. Falcons with their first line of attack out there right now, their starters.
Big collision along the sideboards there.
Fighting for position behind the backboards is Trammell Lines. Puck flicks all the way outside for Mike Violette, the 5'10" junior out of Howell, New Jersey. One centered, and DJ Torn would have gloved it somehow and poked it out of there. Nice save by DJ.
Excellent save by Tornavea. He got the cheater portion of his glove on that.
Puck goes all the way out to the point. Had that one redirected. Looked like DJ got his shoulder on that one again. 44 seconds left on the power play kill, but it is going to be rendered moot as Lake Forest strikes with 10:11 to go here first period, and we are tied up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, it was an excellent play by Tornavea to get the glove on it to get it up and over the back of the net, but it ended up coming back out in front. Jafter went behind, and one of the Lake Forest players was right out in front to put the tape on it and get it in the back of the net behind DJ.
DJ made a nice first save, but couldn't make the second. We are evened up at 1 apiece, 10:11 to go here first period, and this is going to be a high-scoring affair. You can just kind of feel it in your bones right now. Both these teams, you know, they're going to be hanging and banging for 60 minutes.
Yeah, but the Falcons can't be disconcerted by that goal. They got to get back in it and get another goal and get the Foresters back on their heels again.
Puck goes out of play on the far corner board after the Falcons won the draw in the neutralized position of the ice. But, you know, right there, you win the draw, then you have a bad pass, and then you give Lake Forest another opportunity. Now they got a draw just to the right of Tornavea.
Exactly. Now the Falcons have to get the puck out, and they have to get Sullivan back on his heels.
Russell Johnson makes a nice move, and now Russell will have a shot at that one deflected by Brendan Sullivan. But a beautiful move from it looked like Russell Johnson had it poked away, now looking for Cristan inside the Foresters zone. Good shot though, but just even better defense by Brendan Sullivan. Puck poked inside, now gathered up by the Falcons. Now Johnson again from his knees, had that one deflected. Now Poston flicks one on back, and he had that one taken away by 17 Ian Pitchell, who checks into the game for the first time for the Foresters.
Marty Cristan had made an excellent play there to keep the puck alive to get that second shot on goal.
And now an excellent pass, a one-on-one opportunity saved by Tornavea with 9:04 to go first period. Now here come the Falcons back on the attack. DJ, how about that?
Huge blocker saved by DJ Tornavea.
And here comes Eli Little. He'll have a shot. That one drained back out of the slot, and it looked like was missed on by Payne.
Just off the outside of the net.
Travis Payne missed on it, and Lake Forest picks it up inside their defensive zone. Unless Travis can fight for position again now, it's going to be picked up by Chris Hughes. He'll feather one on back, or he'll actually have it stolen. Now the Falcons pick it up inside the zone to keep it in with Travis Payne. Now both teams in the midst of a brief line change.
There should have been an interference call on Lake Forest because there was a Lake Forest player who intentionally got in the way of the Falcon trying to clear the zone when they were offsides.
There's going to be a shot. It's going to go high from Buster Hebda. It's going to be deflected by Brendan Sullivan and out of play with 8:15 to go in this first period. Still tied up at 1 apiece.
You know, that was an excellent save by Sully. I mean, he went to glove the puck. It was going to go over his head and over the net, but he was trying to get the glove on it. It went off of his glove and went so high that it actually hit the padding and the ceiling of his barn.
Brendan Sullivan with a 91% save percentage this season for Brendan Sullivan. He has been fantastic, the senior out of Fall River, Massachusetts. Buster Hebda fighting for position along the corner boards on the near side, inside the Falcons zone. Now flicking it on forward. Here comes Zerlip. And now it's going to be gathered in by Schultz. Now Danny plays it off the backside of the net. Whistle blown, and we got a brief skirmish behind the net.
You can tell just by the way the players are playing, there is still some tension from left over from last night. They are not exactly happy with one another, even though the game is tied with 7:46 left in the first.
Draw will be just to the right of Brendan Sullivan. Yeah, no love lost between these two guys. No question about it. As Lake Forest wins on the draw, they play one off short side for Mike Violette. Now Mike plays near side to far side. That one from Roberto Capillari, and we have another whistle on the play now with 7:37 to play. 1-1 to score.
Face-off will be on the Falcons logo at center ice. That puck almost took the heads off of a couple Falcon players on the bench.
Looks like it'll be Morgan Sanchez against Roberto Caparelli. Puck goes to neutral ice and one on by the Foresters, and they'll kind of do the old dump and chase offense and just dump it inside the Falcons zone, and it'll be creamed on back for Brandon Bayer. All the way inside the Foresters zone with 7:20 to go here. First period, still score is still tied up, one apiece between the Falcons and the Foresters. We're going to have another whistle penalty.
This looks like coming up against the Foresters. And they're complaining but Michael Cabbage, excuse me, we've finally figured out the verdict on his last name. It is indeed Michael Cabbage. I apologize for my mispronunciations in the past, but Michael Cabbage was able to almost embellish that fall a little bit, and that drew a penalty. So the Falcons will go to the power play, which they need to score on right here. They're 1-for-1 so far tonight, as is Lake Forest, and they want to make it 2-for-2.
It'll be Poston going one-on-one with Bobby Barrett on the near side, just to the left of Brendan Sullivan. In basketball, you call that a flop. I don't know if Michael Cabbage did so, but he'll take it as the Falcons will go on their second power play of the evening on a 5-4 advantage. Puck jackknifed all the way back inside the Falcons zone. It'll be chased down by DJ. He'll play one on short range for Cody Kostecki. He'll circle with 1:45 on the Falcons power play. He'll play one off short range for James Poston. Dumps it all the way to the far side of the ice, and it'll be knocked out of there by the Foresters, but chased down by James Poston. Make that Kostecki, beg your pardon, looking for Kristan, looking for Marty. And a whistle blown as Trammell Lyons made the catch right in front of the make it that the Foresters bench, beg your pardon, with 6:41 to go first period.
Trammell tried to get the glove on it to put it down to the ice, but it bounced off of his glove and into the Lake Forest net. Excellent attempt there by Trammell.
And we talked about how physical this team is, that being the Falcons, and Trammell Lyons, no stranger to being physical. He has the most penalty minutes on this Falcons team this season.
Yeah, but he also has the most fights of this team. And if you recall, our fellow Falcon fans, back against Adrian, Trammell got into a fight and he won it decisively. He had at least five left hooks on Adrian player.
Trammell Lyons with 33 minutes inside the box this season. Puck poked away, and it'll be feathered all the way inside the Falcons zone with 53 seconds left on the power play kill for the Foresters. Coming forward now come the Falcons. 5:56 on the first period game clock. Kristan looking for Sanchez. Morgan dumps it inside the Foresters zone. Now circling for position is Devin Sturmer. He scored earlier to give the Falcons their first advantage of the evening. Now jockeying for position is Michael Cabbage around the end boards with 5:40 to play here first period. One on by the Foresters, and Eli Riddle can't save it before it escapes the Foresters zone with 5.5 to play. 20 on the power play for CUW.
Falcons trying to catch the Foresters in a line change. Couldn't do as such.
Sanchez, a shot had that one deflected. Michael Cabbage can't gather it in. Now Eli Riddle flicks on forward. Devin Sturmer, a shot had it deflected. Now into the back of the net, I thought. Whistle on the play.
Just barely held out of the net. What a play by Sully.
All from our perspective, our shot, that puck went just behind the back of the end line, and I don't think the referee saw it, but I could have sworn that one was in the back of the net for just a brief second.
You know, it could have very well been, but from what I saw the puck at least sitting by the near side post. It was very close. I mean, I thought for certain that there was going to be a Falcons goal right there. 3 seconds left on the power play for the Falcons. They're hoping to get something going here.
Morgan Sanchez. Instead, he'll go one-on-one with Mike Violette. Sturmer fighting for position. This one's going to be feathered all the way inside the Falcon zone, and both teams are now at full strength with 5:05 to play here first period.
Good offensive plays by DJ. He was actually able to keep the puck away from the Lake Forest player as they were coming in.
Eli Riddle has a shot deflected out of there by Brendan Sullivan. Sullivan's been playing well. He has surrendered one goal, but he's played well for the most part, knocking that last one out of the wing stick of Devin Sturmer. Now here come the Foresters on the break. They'll have a shot to the near side. That one goes wide. With 4:35 to play here first period. Now Michael Cabbage dumps it inside. This one takes a hop, and it'll be covered up by Brendan Sullivan.
You know, it's amazing to me. We talked about Eli Riddle at the top of our broadcast. He's a pre-sem major at CW, and he shows it on the ice. Like he could have very lazily just gone plowing into the net and just mowed over Brandon Sullivan, but he opted to stop just short of the net, and he shows his Christian character in his play. Eli
Riddle's had a heck of a freshman year in 18 games, 1 goal and 11 assists to lead the Falcons in that assist category. Flicked on back looking for Lenny Childs, and had it knocked out of there by the Foresters. Now they have a 2-on-2 break all the way up to the far side, knocked out of there by Brandon Bayer on the far side of the ice into the far side corner boards. Now jockeying for position is now Lenny Childs, and one on by the Falcons, but we have another whistle with 4:07 to go.
Puck jumped out of the play. I believe it was Lenny that tried to chip the puck out of play, or chip the puck up along the boards, but it went off a Forester glove on its way and went into the Falcons bench.
Draw will be just in front of the Falcons zone. Once again, joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand inside the Ozaki Ice Center. More specifically, the South Rink. It's 1-1 on this Saturday evening. Lake Forest with a shot from his knees. It's a nice opportunity from Cam Severson, but it was saved by DJ with 3:54 to go in this first period.
I'd like to give a shout out to Miss Denise Childs. Thank you for tuning in. Lawrence would like to extend his salutations of saying, "Hi, Mom."
That's just your standard. Got to give that a shout out. As a shot had it redirected and now covered up by DJ Tornueva with 3:49 left in this first period, and a very well played first 16 minutes of action so far that we've seen.
Yeah, excellent. Very well played by both teams.
Draw will be just to the right of DJ. One on by the Falcons. Puck careened all the way out right in front of the Falcons bench, looking for Buster Hebda. Now gathered in by Lake Forest. Coming forward is Will Sieber. Will dumps it inside the Falcons zone. Now coming off the circle is 23 Trammell Lines. Now Trammell had one deflected. Now DJ Tornueva makes a nice save. Backhanded save one more time by DJ with 3:26 to go in this first period. Still tied up at 1.
You know, the interesting thing that set up that save for DJ was the puck was launched by a Lake Forest player. It was sitting on the ledge as it rolled all the way around the entirety of the back of the boards, and it took a crazy bounce off one of the pylons that holds them up, and it went right out into the slot, and Falcons were unable to clear, but DJ makes one heck of a save.
Here come the Falcons on the break. If Marty can gather it in, he does. He flicks one on back for Gaskin. Kyle with a shot, had that one deflected. Now Kyle picks it up near side, maybe looking for Poston. Puck feathered on back, looking for Russell Johnson. And now Kyle Gaskin gives chase near neutral ice and picks it up with 3:04 to go. He'll play near side to far side for Eli Riddle. Now Eli for Poston, right in front of the CUW bench. Now James goes back to Eli Riddle. Had one deep. Now it'll be chased down, and there's going to be a whistle on the play. This one will be for icing with 2:52 to go in this first period. Tied up at 1 apiece inside the Ozaki Ice Center.
You know, there was an icing call against the Falcons, but I don't agree with it because the puck was being sent out from the Falcons zone, and the puck was tipped on its way in by a Falcons stick, and it was on the near side of the red line here. So I don't believe that was the right call by the linesman.
Picked up by Marty, near side. Now he's going to have a shot redirected. Eli Riddle was in the vicinity of that one to try to knock it away from Lake Forest. Now Pat Sharon, he circles on the far side. He has a shot knocked out of there by DJ one more time with 2.5 to go in this first period. DJ's been busy in the game's first 17.5 minutes, and he has been, I mean, we said it yesterday or a little bit earlier with the women, he's been as good as advertised. And as I say that, Lake Forest scores to take the 1-2 lead as there was a nice individual offensive play, and now Lake Forest leads by 1.
You know, it was a little bit of a breakdown there for CW. They had the puck in hand, but then they lost it, and it was almost like a miniature breakaway for Lake Forest. And the Lake Forest player just did a nice little juke that managed to freeze DJ on one side of the net, and he wrapped it around the other side of DJ, putting it into the back of the net. 2-1 Lake Forest.
2:20 to play, first period of hockey here. And Ian Pitchell gets credit for the goal. That'll be his second of the season to give the Foresters a 1-goal advantage. Draw will be just to the left of DJ. Puck goes right outside to Ben Serto, but the Falcons win on it from far side to near side. Now giving chase is Sturmer. Devin from his knees. Down, that's going to cost the Foresters. To say there had to be a penalty, and it was. That one's going to be on Ben Serto, who's going for Devin Sturmer. Devin, if he didn't have a defender in his hip pocket, could have found the back of the net for his 9th goal of the season, but instead a whistle, power play upcoming for CUW. They're 1 for 2 on the evening.
Starting to sound like a broken record, but got to score here on the power play. This is one of those situations, but Lake Forest is ahead, but Falcons have a power play. Got to score here.
Falcons were 0 for 7 last night, 1 for 2 this evening. Falcons trying to win on the draw with Sanchez. They do back it out for Trammell Lyons. He creams one on back from Morgan Sanchez. Now to Devin Sturmer. Up the half boards. Now back to Trammell. Top of the slot. He'll have a shot go a little bit high. It's going to be chased down by Michael Cabbage behind the back end boards. Michael looking to circle. Now there's a war going on right behind the back end boards and taken away by the Foresters, and it gets out of their zone with 1:35 on the power play kill.
You know, Falcons will have a power play for all but 2 seconds of the remainder of this period.
Coming up forward is Cody Kostecki. Cody will have a shot redirected and knocked out of there by the goalie. Now puck picked up by Devin Sturmer on the near side, looking for Poston. Now Devin, he circles, backs him out to Trammell Lyons at the point. Trammell looking for Michael Cabbage. He backs him out to Kostecki, top of the slot. Now back out to Trammell Lyons. Lyons looking for Kostecki, high slot, looking for Devin Sturmer. One-time shot. Had that one.
Sturmer broke his stick on that slap shot attempt. He would have had that in the back of the net.
Kostecki, he'll take a shot. Knocked out of there. Michael Cabbage chases it down on the far side, looking for Cody one more time. Oh, the shot! That one nearly redirected by Marty Kristan. Now picked up by Lake Forest with 47 seconds on the power play kill. Falcons pick it up with Cody Kostecki, far side circle, looking for Michael Cabbage. Now finding him. Finding on back from Marty Kristan. Marty, he circles. Drop one on back for Michael Cabbage. A little miscommunication there. Michael does gather it in. He'll take a shot. That was redirected now. Eli Riddle, top of the slot for the Falcons. Looking for Cody Kostecki with the left shot. Now looking for Kristan. He had that one fanned on. Now back out for Eli Riddle. Picks it up and he misses that one. Looking for James Poston now finding him. 18 seconds on the game clock. 14 seconds on the power play for the Falcons, and time drains nearly.
Falcons will have time for one more rush if they can get it.
Poston, he got tripped up near neutral ice. 6 seconds to go. Time will drain as the Foresters will gather it in on their zone, and we have a whistle no as time officially elapses. And we have gone 20 minutes inside the Ozaki Ice Center, and the Falcons trail after getting off to that 1-0 start, Paul.
You know, that's a very interesting start for the Falcons. They go down 2-1. Yeah, that's a position they don't want to be in, but I believe that the energy they have so far in this game, they should be able to come back and get some pucks behind Brendan Sullivan. So
at the first intermission, the Falcons trail 2-1. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to the Concordia Sports Network. We'll be right back from the Ozaki Ice Center after this. Welcome back inside the Ozaki Ice Center, joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand on this wonderful January evening, the 26th of January. It's still cold outside, but the action is certainly heating up inside the South Rink here as the Falcons, they do trail at the first intermission 2-1. Very well played. There is some physicality going both ways, but DJ Tornueva, seeing his first action in net tonight for the Falcons, did surrender 2 goals, but overall he played pretty well for the most part, making 8 saves.
He has, and you know, it's for his first start and his first time playing in net last night, he's done very well. I mean, so our hat is off to him for his play so far tonight. We're looking to hopefully see him stop more pucks in this period, and we're looking to see the offense put some more pucks behind Brendan Sullivan, because that's definitely from here on to the end of the game. That's the key to the game. You got to get more pucks past Brendan Sullivan.
Excuse me, Paul. I was going to say, yeah, Brendan Sullivan. He's been playing pretty well himself. Had a fantastic save on top of Devin Sturmer there. Falcons could have gone 2 for 2 on their power play possessions, but we're now 1 for 3 actually right now as it stands. But keys to the second half of play yesterday, they got outscored 4-0 here in the second half, or the second period, I should say. Keys for the Falcons here in the second period.
You gotta stop the Lake Forest offense. They're doing a terrific job of getting pucks into the Falcon zone, and you gotta stop them. And next hit of the game, score first, score only. So you gotta be the first and only one to score, ideally, but that's an ideal perfect game. So
Falcons will go from right to left here in this second period of play. Will be chased down by Trammell Lyons at the point. Jet one's back down to Buster Hebda. Actually had it deflected. Here comes Lake Forest, a one-on-one opportunity. Kostecki, he's back. There's going to be a shot from the top of the slot, saved by Tornueva. And Trammell Lyons goes one-on-one with his defender, Charlie Stein. No whistle on the play. And Buster Hebda picks it up in the neutral ice. Feathered on back for Trammell Lyons. So Jackman on back for Cody Kostecki. Now Cody, errant pass looking for Lyons, and now here come the Falcons with Buster Hebda crossing neutral ice. 3-on-2 break for CUW. Buster with a shot, had that one sent on wide, and now it'll be chased down by Dan Schultz. Hooked one on back, picked up by 24, that being Kyle Gaskin. Now Devin Sturmer checking into the game. He gets cross-checked into the backside. No whistle on the play as Gaskin fights for position at the point.
Linesman looking almost a little anxious as he's had the entire play go, swarming him.
These two teams are physical. We mentioned it at the top of the show. 21 combined penalties between these two squads last night in Lake Forest, Illinois. Whistle on the play, icing on the Falcons. But both teams have converted on power play opportunities.
You know, the one thing I noticed about DJ when the time is stopped they mentioned this at Lake Forest last night. Sullivan and DJ, they both, while the clock stopped, they get down on their knees and they keep themselves loose. And that's something that you have to do as a goaltender. Jake Hebda doesn't do that quite as often.
Oh, a cheap goal almost. All the way from the point. Looked like it might have even been Robert Weiner. He sent that one on wide, and that one was actually redirected and into the back of the net on top of Tornueva, so it's now 3-1 Lake Forest. It'll be interesting to see how this one is scored and who
that was one of those goals that no goaltender likes to have. I mean, DJ thought that puck was going low, and the puck went off a stick and 9-ironed over his shoulder into the back of the net. That is a hard goal to have if you're the Concordia goaltender.
Harrison Newland sends one inside. Had it saved by Brendan Sullivan. And Luke Swardensky, he picks up the goal, so he is the goal scorer for Lake Forest. He gives them a 2-goal advantage with 18:22 to play. Swardensky, that will be his 3rd goal of the season. Now the Falcons, they have to respond quickly here. They do trail by 2
very quickly.
And we mentioned keys to the second period of play, score early, score only, and they've already failed on that one. As Poston tries to pick it up in neutral ice. It's picked up by Marty Costan. He puts one on forward, looking for Poston now. Is going to be chased down and nearly intercepted as Harrison Newlands nearly had one intercepted. Coming on forward is Poston. Circles on back, takes a shot, had that one knocked out of there by Brendan Sullivan with his knee pad.
Hand pass is going to be called, and then, which means the faceoff is coming all the way back down and circle to the left of DJ Tornueva. Excuse me for my dyslexia.
17:50 to go. Second period of action inside the Ozaki Ice Center. Joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand inside the South Rink here. Falcons won the first two games between these two squads and then lost last night 7-4 at Lake Forest, Lake Forest, Illinois.
Lawrence Childs into the take the draw.
One on by the Foresters, top of the slot. Had that one dumped inside the Falcons zone. Falcons trying to get that one out of there. Childs dumps one on short range, looking for Payne. Now finding him. Now Lenny looking back for Chris Hughes, checking into the game for the Falcons, and instead it'll be the Foresters to break out of their defensive zone. 2.5 minutes gone by here, second period. And there was a big time collision as Payne, he got lit up. Falcons try to contain possession inside the Foresters zone. Payne somehow back up to his feet. He takes a shot. Had that one deflected from his knees. Payne shoots again. Had that one missed. And now looking at the point is 23 Trammell Lions. Trammell gathers it in looking for Lenny Childs. Now going around the backboard says, looks like Hughes. He had a backhand shot deflected. Puck gathered in by, thought it was going to be by Kostecki, and he's going to be whistled for the game.
Kostecki.
Yep, he got whistled for penalty and neutral ice.
Kostecki was trying to get the puck away and ended up slashing the stick of the Lake Forest player, and this is going to send Lake Forest to the power play, but they have not exactly failed over the last 2 days.
Almost want to compare that to a wide receiver in football, just trying to make that catch before running for it. Now Kostecki just wanted to almost light up his defender before he made the catch and put the puck back down on the ice. So it'll cost Cody. And a 5-on-4 advantage for the Foresters. Top of the slot. Here's a shot. Sent inside. Knocked out of there by Tornueva somehow. Puck sky high now. Picked up down by the point by the Foresters. Jackknifed on back behind the end boards. Now circling on the near side is Mike Violette. Mike dumps one back off the near side for Roberto Capilleri. Now far side of the ice. Dumped in to the near side for Roberto one more time. Now Buster Hebda steals it away. Make the pass from Hebda, intercepted and taken down by Ben Serto. Now another opportunity, and Lake Forest had a really good shot. They missed that one at the crease. Zerlich trying to answer, looking for Gaskin. Whistle on the play with 16:11 to play. Now 1:15 left on the power play kill for the Falcons.
You know, it was a great play by Zerlich to get the puck into the offensive zone, and he was trying to get a shot away, and he did, but it went off of Lake Forest stick and up into the protective netting, allowing a face-off to be encircled to the left of Brendan Sullivan. So this could be a chance for the Falcons here.
Childs will go with the Foresters defender. One on by Lake Forest. 1:10 to go on the power play kill for the Falcons. They trail by 2, 16:01 to play, second period, inside the Ozaki Ice Center. Puck dumped all the way inside the Falcons zone, stopped down by Tornueva. Now feathered on back for Brandon Bayer. Stolen away by the Foresters, all the way far side of the ice. One-time shot, a little bit wide, and now picked up by Lake Forest at the point. Harrison Newlands tried to knock it away from his defender. And did. Now Schultz fighting for position along the half boards, and Lake Forest steals away possession with Andrew Stein coming up forward. Touch one on back. Now jackknifed inside the zone. Here's going to be a shot drop back and knocked out of there by Dan Schultz with 30 seconds on the power play kill for CUW. There's going to be another opportunity for the Foresters, rendered moot by the CUW defense. Newlands fighting for position inside the neutralized position.
Interesting sequence of events. The Forester and the Falcon went down, one trying to keep the puck in and the other trying to get the puck out.
And the Falcons with a successful power play kill. Now a shot nearly redirected by Macaulay Manning. on the far side of the ice. Now Buster Hebda fighting for position along the half boards. Had that one intercepted right in front of the point to make that the blue line. Rather come the Foresters. Jackknifed on back and jumped on for Gaskin. Lake Forest, another opportunity, kicked out of there by DJ. 14:28 to play. Falcons just got to get this thing the heck out of their defensive zone. Buster Hebda, make that Gaskin rather, fighting for position now. Buster Hebda jacks up his defender, that being Ben Serto, into the half boards, and now here come the Falcons trying to get some offense generated with Eli Riddle. Looking for Payne, had that one taken away by Ben Finney, the 5'11" senior out of Pontypool, Ontario. 14:02 to play, second period, Falcons trail by 2. Falcons in the midst of a line change. They need to quickly get back on defense. There's going to be a shot knocked out by Tornweva. Well down and taken away by Michael Cavage. Harrison Newlands and Sturmer fighting for position along the half boards. Taken away by Lake Forest, Mike Violette. Mike dumps one on back and picks back up possession behind the end boards. Knocked out of there by Trammell Lyons. Now Trammell circling and knocks him down, and he is down and out.
Yeah, and no penalty is called against the Falcons. That's amazing because that was a big cross-check.
Mike Violette is down right in front of the Forester sideline.
Only now they're going to call it for a roughing penalty. Calling it after the fact. And then Trammell Lyons is none too pleased about it. The officials giving him an earful saying it was clearly a roughing penalty. And now actually it's McCavage who's heading to, or Michael Cavage, excuse me, heading to the sin bin.
That was interesting. It certainly looked like it was Lyons who had the cross-check.
Yeah, it was a good call, but it looks like it was on the wrong player, right?
Well, in any case, the Falcons will have to dodge another bullet here with 13:31 to go, second period. They trail by 2. Another 5-on-4 opportunity for the Foresters. And if they should convert here on this power play to give a 4-1 lead on the road, I mean, that's just deflating any momentum that CUW had after the first 8 minutes of this contest on a goal from Devin Sturmer.
Yeah, Trammell's still getting a little explanation from the official, but I'm not certain what they're talking about, but if I had to venture a guess, it would be Trammell explaining, I think you got the wrong guy.
Yeah, Trammell Lyons and one of the linesmen talking about their spring break plans as Brandon Bayer picks up corner of the boards looking for Eli Riddle out of there and stolen away by the Foresters. One-time shot, had that one deflected all the way up in the protective padding here.
Lawrence Childs laying down to block that one.
13:19 to play, second period of action inside the Ozaki Ice Center. Once again, thanks for spending your Saturday evening with us. The Falcons trying to win the season series with the Foresters of Lake Forest, 3-1. They won the first 2 games of the season, but lost last night 7-4. Puck careens all the way back to neutral ice and picked up by Charlie Stein. Stein played one on short range, looking for Mike Violette. Back into the game after that vicious hit from Trammell Lyons. Puck feathered all the way back inside the Falcons zone as Childs tries to knock it out of there. Now top of the slot, slap shot knocked out of there by DJ.
Got the shoulder on it.
Sure did. Very impressive play by DJ Tornweva, keeping the deficit at 2.
DJ's not the biggest guy, but he's a big saver.
Puck sent inside.
Ooh.
Lake Forest had a really good opportunity to
DJ lost his footing.
Still 3-1. 1 minute on the power play kill for the Falcons. Puck goes all the way back inside the Forester zone with 53 seconds left on the power play kill. 12:20 on the game clock inside the second period. Inside the south ring here, joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand. Here come the Foresters, drop one on back. There's going to be an opportunity for Lake Forest. Instead, they'll back things out all the way right from the point, right in front of the blue line. Now back down back for Macaulay Banning. Banning, flipped one on short range. Now Zerwit tries to clear it out of the zone and does, with 24 seconds left on the power play kill for the Falcons. Can they bleed this thing out for 18 more? It would be huge. Puck careens all the way inside the crease and has it covered up by the freshman goalkeeper out of Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, DJ Torrenweva. 11:45 on the second period game clock, 14 ticks left on the power play kill for CUW.
Forrester scored early in this period, but DJ's been good about not giving anything else up. I mean, he slipped a little bit earlier and all, which allowed Forrester's a good chance, but the Falcons defense was able to play very well and keep the puck off into the half boards.
Draw will be to the right of DJ between Payne and his defender, Ian Pitchell. Now a shot fanned down by Forresters. 8 seconds left on the power play kill. Now picked back up far side of the ice by Andrew Stein. Nearly had it poked out of there by Payne. Now picked back up by Stein. He has one knocked out of there by Payne, and we are back to full strength for both squads. Kristan played one on short range for Payne. He has a shot.
Payne gets plowed into by 2 players.
Harrison Newlands picks it up in front of the CUW bench. Feathered on one back for looking like Schultz, looking for Kristan as well. Now Poston, he gives chase in front of the CUW bench. Harrison Newlands jockeying for position, now looking for James Poston. Had his first collegiate goal last night in the 7-4 defeat. Eli Riddle inside the Falcon zone, he backs things on back. Backs things out, I should say. Looking for Poston, now looking for Russell Johnson on the near side, that goes all the way out for Eli Riddle, who gets lit up into the half boards, right from the scores table. Newlands, he'll have a shot deflected. Now here comes Lake Forest, unless Eli Riddle can check this one on back. Now both defenders, one offensive player, one defensive player. Eli Riddle going one-on-one with Pat Charin. Now circling is Jordan Bruce. And now played on short range. Now Poston lost his footing, but somehow gathers up his skates and takes a shot, has it knocked out of there by Brendan Sullivan.
He was upended by one of the Foresters, and no penalty is called.
Falcons 1 for 3 on power plays. Coming back this way is Stein. He has a shot poked out of there by Torrenweva. I think that Jordan Bruce, beg your pardon, from Lake Forest.
Good stick save by
DJ Torrenweva, he's surrendered 3, but in his first collegiate start, he's been okay, not bad.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot worse. Sturmer, he has a lot of space to work with. Dumps one on inside the zone. Needs a little bit of help. Falcons in the midst of a line change as Sturmer gets knocked out behind the end boards. 9.5 to play, second period. Falcons trail by 2. Dumping it along the back is Trammell Lyons looking for Michael Cabbage. Now Trammell picks it back up along the corner boards. He gets belted into the corner boards by 12 Bobby Barrett. Now Sturmer fighting for position. Now Devin gathers it in, the team leader in points this season, team leader in goals. He has 8, plays around short range looking for Brandon Bayer. Had it knocked out and picked back up by Trammell Lyons with just under 9 minutes to play second period. Sturmer giving chase, and the whistle had been blown, icing the call on the Falcons. 8:51 to play second period. Falcons trail by 2 at 3-1.
Yeah, Falcons get another clearing attempt, but again, another call that I don't exactly agree with because the puck was tipped again on the way out by a Forrester this time, and the official is still calling it a nice one.
Jason McAloon, 25 against 25 Dan Schultz. Jason scored twice last night. For the Foresters, one on by Devin Sturmer, flipping on short range for Dan Schultz. Now Schultz, he's fighting for position along the half boards, make it corner boards rather. He loses his footing off of the check. Now one on, and Torrenweva nearly made the save, but couldn't make the catch as it went right through his breadbasket. Now here comes Zerler along the far side. He circles looking for Schultz. Backs things back out for Buster Hubda. Kyle Gaskin now in the game for CUW. 8:20 to play second period. Puck creamed on back looking for Gaskin. He has a shot knocked out of there. Now Schultz picks it back up behind the back end boards. Looking for Gaskin, had it stolen away by Lake Forest. Pass sent inside the slot, had it knocked out of there by Buster Hebner. Now Buster, he gets knocked out defensively. He's back up to his feet quickly and plays one on short range for Chris Hughes. Zerlich, he fights for position. He takes a shot, had that one deflected and stolen away by Lake Forest.
The referees aren't calling much tonight. number of players on the Falcons bench looking for a penalty call. None is given. So
referees really swallowing their whistle tonight for the most part.
Absolutely.
And now a near goal by 17 with Ian Pitchell. It's kind of an errant pass from Falcon to Falcon. Now Pitchell has one knocked out of there one more time. Oh, a nice glove save by DJ Torrenueva. How about that?
Sheer larceny by DJ Torrenueva. That was an excellent glove save. He knew the puck, the centering pass was coming. His body wasn't in the right position. He was able to whip the glove around and slap the leather on it. Excellent save by him.
You always see in video games with awareness, that's always like 100 or something like that. That's 100 awareness right there from DJ Torrenueva, keeping the deficit at 2. But here comes the Foresters back on the attack, sent into the slot, knocked out of there by Brandon Bayer. 7:07 to play second period. Falcons pick it up with Harrison Newlands. He circles. He lights up his defender. That being 16, Pat Charn. He's back up to his feet.
Slowly up to his feet.
Very slowly. And you talk about the physicality. These two teams just flat out don't like each other. Again, 21 combined penalties last night.
He's actually hanging his body over the bench right now. That hurt him.
Played one on short, looking for Harrison Newlands. Played one on short, looking for Russell Johnson. Whistle on the play with 6.5 left, second period. Falcons offside by 2. Offside's the call. You know, Paul, if CUW can just get one here, heading into the third period, go down by 1, of course, you'd love to even things up here with 6:30 left. But if you can just get one and keep Lake Forest at 3, you'll take it.
Absolutely. You get one that will give a little bit of life to the team. Right now, Lake Forest is leaning over the bench. They got some energy going. But if you can get one goal, that'll get the boys on the CUW bench. That'll get them standing, and that should be able to get the men on Lake Forest bench sitting.
Preston plays one on short range. Had that one deflected, now picked up by Gaskin and neutralized. Dumped one on back for Marty. Marty has a little bit of space to work with right in front of the blue line. Falcons in the midst of a potential line change. Yes, they will, I would think.
They were working with an offsides. Delayed offsides call.
Foresters pick it up inside their defensive zone. Played one on short range and had it intercepted by Kyle Gaskin. He'll circle things on back for Trammell Lines. Had that one knocked out of there, now picked up by Russell Johnson near side. 5.5 left to go in the second period. Inside the Ozaki Ice Center, joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand. Thanks for joining us. In Mequon, Wisconsin, we're going to have a whistle, I would think, yes, and icing the call on top of Lake Forest. Thanks for spending your Saturday evening with us. Who's going to give him that goal? Is it going to be Michael Cabbage? Is it going to be Kristan? Kristan's got 5 goals in 5 games, 2 assists. He's the guy I think who would be leaning on, perhaps Devin Sturmer. He's got 8 goals, 7 assists.
Absolutely. You got to try and get some of your big shooters into the mix, and you got to start giving them good passes. So set them up for a one-timer or something.
Sturmer's in there right now. Kristan is not. 5:15 to play. Second period, Sturmer trying to circle with it. Now he has a wraparound opportunity, had it deflected and stolen away by Jason McAloon. Jason
McCallum he was able to get two goals last night. Almost had the hat trick, but it ended up going off one of his players' sticks. So kind of a killjoy from one of his teammates, but nevertheless, he was able to help lead his team to victory with 2 tallies there. Well done by McCallum.
He had 3 goals heading into last night, so he has 5 for the season and 12 assists, good for 17 points for Jason McCallum. Picked up by Eli Riddle, near side circle, played one on short range for Devin Sturmer. Had it knocked out of there by Lake Forest, but Eli Riddle garners up possession right in front of the half-boards here. Dumps one on back. Had it poked out of there by the goalie, that being Brendan Sullivan. 4.5 to play. Second period, Falcons trail by 2.
Sullivan almost got mowed over there.
Lenny Childs trying to fight for position along the half-boards. Instead, Lake Forest picks up possession. Played one on short. Had it knocked out of there by Eli Riddle. But have even been deflected off the skate of Lenny Childs. Bayer picks up along the corner boards looking for Michael Kavich. Kevin, this one might be called for delay of game, I might even think, but no, it's going to be taken away by Brandon Bayer. And plays it on short for Eli Riddle. Eli, nice pass to Devin Sturmer. And we're going to have no whistle for a icing on this last possession. Under 4 minutes to play, second period. Falcons need a spark. Eli pulling on to center ice looking for 6 Chris Hughes. Hughes seeing his second appearance on the ice make it this evening, I should say. Had it knocked out of the door, 2-on-none advantage, and had it knocked out of there by DJ Tolan Weva again.
Excellent play by Tolan Weva again. He saw that second attacker, and when he saw the pass, he was able to push off the post to get to the other side and make an excellent kick save.
DJ single-handedly keeping CUW in this contest. There's no question about it. 3:18 to go, second period. Falcons trail by 2. Buster Hebda, he crosses neutral ice. Buster creates a little bit of space, now he circles. Looking on for Zerlich, had that one deflected and picked up in neutral ice by Pennell, Harrison Newlands rather, and he lost his footing on the ice. We've seen that a lot this evening. A lot of guys kind of losing their skates.
Absolutely. We got a call coming up here. I'm not certain what happened. One of the officials coming over to the timekeeper's booth. Doesn't look like a penalty, but it looks like Trammell Lyons has just gotten.
He's been tossed.
It looks like he's been ejected from the game.
And it'll be interesting to see what the call is as Trammell Lyons, again, we've mentioned it throughout the broadcast, perhaps one of the most visible players on this Falcons roster, spent the most time in the penalty box with 33 minutes coming into tonight's contest.
Absolutely.
And he was tossed.
And that's a 5-minute major on him, so I'm not certain why. It looks like it was a roughing call, but I do not see why he was tossed. This is definitely a large kill that the Falcons need, because if Lake Forest scores here, that doesn't stop the penalty. Because it's a major, it will continue to be up there.
Paula will send Russell Johnson into the penalty box, so he'll take the place for Lyons. So a 5-minute major penalty, and the Falcons really need to kill this one off if they want to have any chance at staying into this contest.
Absolutely.
They go down 4-1.
Especially with Trammell Lyons, he's one of the number one special teams player for a penalty kill for the Falcons.
Had it stolen away, now a 2-on-1 advantage, a shot knocked out of there by Tolan Weva. One more time. Jeez and crow, this guy is something special. He's have to run for his money.
On that particular save, 9-ironed off Lake Forest player sticking over the net.
A shot, and that one deflected again. Now a shot goes on wide by Macaulay Banning. 5-on-4 advantage for Lake Forest. 2:16 to play in this second period, 4:08 on the power play kill for the Falcons. Inside the Ozaki Ice Center, more specifically the South Rink, joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand for the Concordia Sports Network. Thank you very much for spending your Saturday evening with us here in Mequon. Lake Forest wins on this one, sends it on back, dumps it off near side, looking for Mike Violette. He circles on. Now, fighting for position is Eli Riddle and his defender, Bobby Barrett. Bobby circles. We're going to have another whistle on the play. Hebda and Barrett talking a little bit.
It looks like we got another penalty coming up to CUW, and this is painful for CUW. It is definitely not what the Falcons want, but it looks like Falcons will be playing 5-on-3 for 2 minutes, and one of these penalties will not be revoked should they score.
And Paul, just watching one of the videos up on CUWFalcons.com, Jason Wise, head coach of this program, sat down with assistant SID Steve Schauer. He was saying, there's something about this team, it's a lack of effort at times, and that's got to be a little bit disconcerting with a team that has 24 freshmen. I know they're young, I know they're inexperienced, but when you talk about consistency and effort, that's a problem.
Absolutely. It's just with this young team, you have to you have to get more effort. I mean, you're young, you got lots of strength. I mean, for a team that's this young with this kind of a record, it's a good record for starters. But they got to get more of a concerted effort and actually get the puck behind the net. Or behind the goaltender.
Paul, a team that won 2 games all of last year. They've won 6 so far this season. They were 4-3 at one point, and they played some of the more nationally ranked opponents, and they hung tight.
Absolutely.
But they couldn't figure out some of that winning formula to pick up the wins against some of the best teams in the country, but they hung tight for the majority of those contests.
Absolutely.
They've won 6 games, so give them a lot of credit this season. Give head coach Jason Wise his kudos.
Absolutely.
1:15 left on the power play kill. Gaskin will ice this thing all the way back. Still, of course, no whistle because of the advantage for the Foresters. 50 seconds on the second period game clock.
I'm very baffled that the Falcons did not get called with too many men on the ice because there were 4 players on the ice at one time for the Falcons. Shot was off the post.
Jason McCallum had that one go up a little bit high. 33 on the game clock in the second period. Top of the slot. Played off to the far side for Macaulay Banning. Played one off the near side circle. Had that one knocked out of there by 15. Cody Kostecki. Nice job.
Excellent play by Kostecki to get his knee and his stick down. He has made 2 block shots 2 times. He has made 2 block shots in this one penalty alone.
Puck dumped on back, and now the Falcons will kill this thing off as time will drain, and the horn sounds inside the South Rink, more specifically, or inside the Ozaki Ice Center, more specifically the South Rink, as the Falcons will go 5-on-3 for 14 more seconds, and then it'll be 5-on-4, or I'm not very good at math here, but I think it'll be 5-on-4 for 1 minute and 39 seconds as the Falcons trail by 2 at 3-1 heading into the third period, second intermission.
Yeah, it's a very, very tough game so far for the Falcons. But if you think about what happened in the second period, DJ only let 1 go by, but it was a very hard goal to predict because it came from the point right near this PWSB logo on the near side here, and it took a crazy bounce. It changed directions almost twice on the way in, and it just went up and over his shoulder. That's not a bad goal. And that's the only one that went in the second period. So that gives a little bit of confidence that the Falcons can actually get something going in this third period, which they're going to have to if they want to win this contest against Lake Forest.
So with the final 20 minutes from the Ozaki Ice Center, after this, they're watching the Concordia Sports Network.
We'll find that at some point.
Yeah. Something like that. I have to use my butt even more.
20 minutes for the Falcons to kill off a power play right now. They trail 3-1. Welcome back inside the Ozaki Ice Center. More specifically, the South Rink in Mequon, Wisconsin, on this Saturday, January 26th. Joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand. Thanks for joining us on the Concordia Sports Network tonight. And Paul, the Falcons trail 3-1. They played a pretty decent second period of action right there, but they did surrender one goal. It was, I don't want to use the words cheap goal, but it almost was. DJ Tornway just couldn't kind of move his body good enough to...
It's not a difficult goal. That's one way that goaltenders like to put it. It's one that you don't like making it, I hate you difficult, but it's also one of those that there's just no chance to save it. I mean, it just takes a crazy bounce and it's in the back of the net before you know it. So, not one that the Falcons like to give up, but it's one that they're going to have to work with. So.
And if you're just joining us, Trammell lines tossed on a 5-minute major penalty, so 14 more seconds of 5-on-3 hockey. Then after that elapses, it'll be a minute and 39 seconds of 5-on-4. And should Concordia surrender one more goal, make it 4-1 with less than 18 minutes or so, they're in deep doo-doo.
They are in deep weeds if they cannot kill off these power play or these penalties and manage to get some pucks behind Brandon Sullivan. Sullivan has been playing very well, he's making lots of good saves, so we'll see what happens.
DJ Tornway making his first start in net tonight for CUW, makes yet again another save with 1:35 to go on this power play. He's surrendered 3 goals, but to be honest, he's played pretty solid tonight.
For his first start, he has played very solid. And in fact, the Falcons just killed off the 5-on-3, so now it's 5-on-4 for another minute and 35. So your standard penalty kill, and the Falcons have to do it well.
From his knees, a shot deflected by torn labor from Mike Violette. And Paul, just taking a look at this series history between these two squads, CUW, they have killed off a 5-against-3 before, as torn labor can't stop this one. And from the right side, the shot was put past DJ, and that will kill off the power play, but not before the goal is surrendered. It's 4-1, Lake Forest with 19:29 to go.
Actually, since it's still the major penalty, it stays up there. That's a tough goal for the Falcons to take. And amazing patience by the Lake Forest forward to just wait for DJ to fall out of position. DJ stacked the pads to try and stop it, but he could not make the save as he slid well out of his own crease.
And the goal was scored by number 18, Roberto Caparelli. And Roberto, he's had a pretty good season for the Lake Forest squad. He's found the back of the rope 7 times, and that is his 7th assist. So he has 14 points through 18 games. 4-1 the score here in Mequon, Wisconsin. Once again joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand. This has just been a difficult place for the Falcons to win games here at home. That's not the way it should be, but it's the way it is. It's the way the 2012-2013 season has been for the Falcons. And maybe sometime, once this team gets a little bit older, we get 24 freshmen on this squad. When they get a little bit older, maybe this place will be a loud, raucous crowd, and it'll be a little bit more difficult for teams to win games in this place.
Absolutely. They're hoping to get a little better as the years progress and hopefully get some more pucks in the net behind their opponents.
Falcons came into tonight's contest on the season 6-12 and 6-7 in conference play. On the other side of the coin, Lake Forest coming into tonight's game 8-2 and 5-7-1 in conference, as both teams are now back to full strength with 18 minutes exactly in this third period of action here inside the Ozaki Ice Center. And the Falcons, they trailed 4-0 against Finlandia a weekend ago. Of course, it's a different team, different feel, different game tonight, but they have been here before, so the game is not over yet. Still a 3-goal deficit, though. They need to get one and fast.
Absolutely. Now the key to the game is score and score fast.
There's a shot at one ricochet. It might have even gone off the pipe as Eli Riddle tries to chase it down to make that 12 Travis Payne instead. Puck inside neutral ice, and jockeying for position is Chris Hughes coming up forward. And here comes Lake Forest, a one-on-one opportunity that's going to be dropped on back in the midst of a line change. Marty Preston picks it up for CUW. Marty on the far side of the ice dumps one on back inside the corner boards. Looking for 16, James Poston. Had it knocked out of there. Russell Johnson picks up possession, dumps it in for Brandon Bayer. Had that one frame all the way back to the half boards. Stolen away by Russell Johnson. He gets tripped. Looking for Poston inside the slot. Couldn't handle it, and James will dump it on back looking for Russell Johnson. Russell picks it up, has a shot. That one saved and covered up by Brendan Sullivan. With 16:45 to go, third period.
Yeah, the referee's not calling much in favor of CUW. Lots of penalties that should be called for Concordia, but they're not calling them. For some odd reason, all the officials here at home, they just don't seem to favor the Falcons.
Falcons with a new line out there. Sturmer comes out, Gaskin, Sanchez, and Michael Cabbage as well. Here come the Foresters coming up forward, and there may be a whistle on Sanchez. No, they're going to let that one go as well. Really calling a fairly even game, well, I will say for the most part. I know the Falcons have had a couple penalties go against them, but the referees, or make it the officials, swallowing the whistle for the majority of tonight's contest.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes that's not a good thing.
I never exactly saw what caused Trammell Lines to be ejected, but whatever it was, the officials deemed it necessary, and so Trammell will sit for the remainder of the game.
16 minutes to go in tonight's contest. Falcons trail 4-1. you're just joining us on the Concordia Sports Network, we always say get off to a fast start. The Falcons did that. They led 1-0. But since then, 4 unanswered goals for the Foresters, and they lead it by 1. They lead it 4-1, excuse me. Buster Hebda jockeying for position inside the slot. This one's going to be covered up again by Brendan Sullivan, the 5'8" senior from Fall River, Massachusetts. He's been fantastic tonight for
Absolutely.
He's been great. He has a save percentage on the season of 91%, and he lets up about 2.5 or 2.25 goals per game. So he's been very solid again here tonight in Mequon. And there's off the draw by Searle, had it poked out of there by Brendan Sullivan.
That would have been one of those goals that no goaltender likes if that had ended up going in.
Kostecki picks it up inside the Falcons' defensive zone, and let me pose this question to you, Paul. I know if DJ surrenders one more goal here, do you go back to Jake Hebda, or do you put somebody else back there? You go with Cias?
You know, that's a very difficult decision, but Billy Cias is not on the bench, and so your only option would be Jake, and so, yeah, if DJ surrenders one more goal, I would say just to get a message across, I would say yes. Get Jake Hebda back in there, but it's definitely a good question. You gotta, as a team, you gotta start putting more effort forward. You gotta get more pucks.
Jake surrendered 7 last night in 44 minutes of action in Lake Forest, Illinois, and he gave way to DJ Torrenueva. He finished the game's final 14.5 minutes. He made 7 saves, didn't surrender a goal, but in any case, the Falcons lost 7-4. Tonight, the Falcons trail 4-1 with 14:18 to play in this third period. Lake Forest picks up possession and neutralized, and the Falcons steal it away. Coming up forward is going to be Kyle Gaskin looking on for Lenny Childs. Now had that one poked away from Lenny, and now a shot going to be saved, or that was kicked out of there eventually by DJ Torrenueva. 13:55 to play, 4-1 Lake Forest. Falcons just are looking to generate some sort of offense. Coming up in near neutral ice is Gaskin, looking to create a little separation between him and Ben Finney, the defender. And one on by Harrison Newlands. He backs things out and will reset the offense to James Poston.
CW was only able to get 9 shots on goal in that second period, which is something they need to change. They need to get more pucks towards the net, and they need to get them going fast.
Brandon Bayer at the point had that one poked away. Now circling back is Cody Kostecki. Plays one to neutralize to Martin Preston, excuse me. 13:10 to play. Russell Johnson garners in possession inside the Falcons' defensive zone. Back to Kostecki. He will careen one off the backboards. Circle line back for Brandon Bayer. Now back to Cody. Cody along the far corner boards. Sends one all the way inside the Foresters' defensive zone. Now picked up by 14, Andrew Stein. Puck dumped inside the Falcons zone. Torrenueva tries to get it out of there. Looking for Russell Johnson along the half boards. Had it poked out by Travis Payne. 12.5 left. This one should go for an icing, and it will, with 12:29 left in Mequon.
CEW has to get it in gear. After this game, I believe after this game there is 6 more games, and 4 of them are at home, and so they have to really get the wins at home if they want to end up getting a positive record for the season, which Coach Wise had initially wanted to see from this young team.
They do take on MSOE next weekend. Puck flings out wide looking for Russell Johnson. That puck was on edge, and Russell couldn't gather it in as Eli Riddle tries to, and he will be whistled for a foul, that being number 23 for the Lake Forest College Foresters, that being Mike Violette. So it'll be a 5-on-4 advantage for the Falcons with 12:08 to play the third period.
Do I even need to say it?
No, you don't.
Well, I'll say it anyway.
Please.
Got a score here.
MSO.
The only problem is the penalty was in the opposite direction that Eli wanted it to be.
Whistle Riddle for that?
They will whistle Riddle for the penalty, and that was not what CW was looking for.
No, I thought Riddle was the one that got.
Riddle was looking for the penalty in his favor.
Oh boy. But as you mentioned, Falcons, they take on MSOE next weekend. They lost the first contest on October 26th, 1-6, and then they lost here inside the Ozaki Ice Center, 3-2 in heartbreaking fashion. Remember, that was the first game I was ever here for, and I said, wow, if this is a team of 24 freshmen, then they can play those guys that tight, that well, that long. Future's bright for this Falcon squad.
Absolutely. Interference was the call on Riddle, which doesn't exactly make much sense to me because Eli was the one that was interfered with.
Or so it would seem. At least that's the way I saw it as well, Paul. But
absolutely.
In any case, Lake Forest picks up the possession and the power play. They got about a minute and 3 seconds left on said power play. Along the back end boards is 21 Luke Swedensky. He found the back of the rope tonight to give the 3-1 advantage for the Foresters. Just under 11 minutes to go. Now a potential wraparound. Now we'll back things out. Right in front of the blue line is 14 Andrew Stein. Flipped on wide. And this one's going to be covered up by Torrin Whalen. No, it somehow squirts out of his glove. 36 seconds left in the power play kill for the Falcons. And the puck.
Oh, Buster Hebda is down. And he that one stung him. He is slow to get up, but he will get up anyway. He is favoring his left knee. His right knee took a nasty hit, and this is the second time at home that he has gone down in a heap. And
quickly to the dressing room does Buster have to go?
Yeah, he gets tended to by the athletic trainers here at the Ozaki Center. Wonderful job they do here.
The psychology major out of Firestone, Colorado will take a seat inside the dressing room. Still a 5-on-4 advantage for Lake Forest with 23 seconds left on the power play kill for the Falcons. 10:26 left on the game clock. Falcons trail by 4. But beg your pardon, trail by 3 at 4-1.
Sullivan could have gotten called for a tripping penalty there because he almost tripped one of the Falcons on when they were coming around.
Puck flicked off near side, nearly stolen away, and now it is stolen away by the Falcons defense. Now gathering it in on the back end boards will be Bayer. Actually, he'll go one-on-one with his defender. Now a shot. Torrin Whalen tried to poke it out of there and did. Now gathered in by Kyle Gaskin, far side of the ice. Just got to get one. Got to get one before you can get two. Looking for Payne.
Oh, big hit along the far half boards.
Payne knocked into his defender, Bobby Barrett, and now the Falcons will watch the Foresters try to break out of their defensive zone. Now Sanchez providing some nice defense.
Adding a lot of good pressure by Sanchez. Oh, good play.
Devin Sturmer looking for Sanchez, but couldn't gather it in from the pass. And now here come the Foresters finally breaking out of that zone. But Sturmer picks up a steal for the Falcons. He nearly lost his footing, played on looking for Morgan Sanchez. Now circling back is Stein. He will play one on back. Now had that one stolen away. Now Sanchez will have a shot, and after the redirect, looked like Sturmer was there. He nearly had an opportunity to get something, but couldn't get it done.
Sturmer had that puck jump over his stick. That would have been in the back of the net if that would have connected with the tape.
Coming back the other way come the Foresters. They lead by 3, 4-1. 8:41 to play here inside the Ozaki Ice Center. Joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand, the Concordia Sports Network. Thanks for joining us. Now a backhand shot poked out of there by the Falcons with 8.5 left. Now another opportunity. This one goes off wide.
From blocker of DJ.
Picked up at the point position. Now flicked on short range, and the Falcons steal it away. Now here comes Kevin Michael Cabbage with 8:13 left. Falcons trail by 3. Got to get one here in the next minute or so. This thing is over.
Absolutely.
Poston providing a little bit of pressure with Charlie Stein. Charlie plays from near side to far side for 25 Jason McAllen. Spinorama effort stolen away by the Falcons. Now a 2-on-2 opportunity for CUW. Russell Johnson looking to fight for position with his defender. Now Marty Creston fighting for position along the back end boards. And he feathers one off to Brandon Bayer. Now Bayer finding Marty, looking back for Russell Johnson, and he just couldn't gather in the pass. Had it stolen away there. Here come the Foresters. There's going to be a whistle for an offside with 7:31 left.
Yeah, a couple of good plays down in the offensive zone for the Falcons, but nothing even reaching the net. That would amount to a shot on goal. Buster Hebda's back on the ice, which is good because the Falcons need a big physical presence, and Buster definitely delivers that, especially a large wad of hair.
And they need a physical presence in the absence of Trammell Lyons. Here's Schultz. He'll have a shot deflected, picked up by Hebda. They'll make it the puck poked away. And Gaskin trying to pick it up. And now gathered in by Buster Hebda. They'll flip one on back to Zurich. Now Hebda, a one-time shot go wide and gathered in on the far side by Zurich. Flipped one on looking back for Buster Hebda. Hebda creates a little bit of space, and he'll have a shot deflected by Brendan Sullivan again. Now he picks it back up, top of the slot, had one redirected. Now Zurich had an opportunity at a goal with 6:45 to go. Fans on it, and now here come the Foresters back up by 3. Schultz picks it up behind the goalkeeper DJ Tornweva, flicks one on for Cody Kostecki. Cody dumps one on looking for Dan Zurich. Had it stolen away by Lake Forest. Now they'll circle on back inside their defensive zone. Now coming up forward is going to be 12, Bobby Barrett. Barrett had one poked away. There nearly should be a penalty on top of Lenny Charlotte's defender, that being Will Seaver, but no whistle on the play. Sure looked like that. Seaver got his hook. He looked like he kind of hooked Childs a little bit.
Nothing is called, so the boys play on.
Fighting for position is Payne along the half boards. Looking for 21 Brandon Bayer. Brandon will have a shot. Missed that one. Looking back for Travis Payne. Now gathered in by Mullins. Poked out of there by Sullivan again. Bayer fighting for position along the near side circle with his defender and had it poked away and stolen by Lake Forest. And we got a whistle on the play with 5.5 left.
Looks like we have a penalty coming up. And it looks like it's going to go against Lake Forest.
Little too late as far as this broadcaster is concerned.
Yeah, it's getting late, and I'll say it anyway. It's your only hope to score here. Yeah, if Lake Forest kills off this penalty, it's game over. You can't. You gotta score here, and you gotta score fast.
Poston trying to win on it. Russell Johnson had a shot go wide and deflected by Sullivan. Gathered in by Eli Little far side in front of the Forester bench. Flips one off to the point for Cody Kostecki. Played one off short range. Poston, he sends one inside. A shot by Creston is covered up by Brendan Sullivan with 5:13 left.
It was a good save by Sullivan. If he wouldn't have grabbed that with the glove, it would have gone between his legs and between the pipes.
Great offense from the Concordia side of the attack, but even better defense by Brendan Sullivan on that last possession. This puck careens all the way off the half boards, all the way back inside the Falcons zone with 5:05 left in the Ozaki Ice Center. And the Falcons trail 4-1. Puck going to be covered up again by Sullivan. And we have a little extracurricular activity, nothing too major this time.
A little extracurricular activity going on as the puck goes into Sullivan's glove. Looks like he had a little bit of trouble handling that as it hopped into his glove. You know, one of the things that we haven't mentioned much about in the games that is actually crucial in situations like this is face-offs. And Poston needs to win the face-offs. He didn't, but the Falcons came up with it, and then they turned it over, letting Lake Forest get cleared all the way down.
4:50 left on the game clock. 1:16 left on the power play kill for the Foresters. Falcons trail by 3. Played one off short range looking for Poston. Dumped one high, saw looking for Creston. Knocked out of there again by the Foresters with 4.5 left. Gaskin controls, looks for Riddle, finds him. Pre-seminary major, flicks one on back for Kyle Gaskin, looking for Travis Payne and finding him. Make that Devin Sturmer, rather, beg your pardon. Payne just taking a seat on the bench. And this will be chased down by Zerlich with 45 ticks left on the power play kill.
We're starting to run out of time for the Falcons. You got to get the puck moving.
Zerlich looking for Sturmer. Had it knocked out of the zone again by Lake Forest, and gosh darn it, give these guys credit. Lake Forest has been hot lately. They've been very, very good, and especially last night in scoring 7 goals, but even tonight defensively, I mean, I don't want to call the Concordia offense a juggernaut, but they're not bad at all. You got guys like Preston, Sturmer, Michael Cabbage. I mean, this team has some very potent offensive attackers, and Lake Forest has done a fantastic job defensively.
Yeah, they've been shutting them down very well. And that should do it for the CW power play.
As the time drains and we are at full strength for both teams with just under 3.5 left inside the Ozaki Ice Center, joined alongside by Paul Moritz, David Tewksbury on hand. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday night on the Concordia Sports Network. Puck flipped on near center ice for Lenny Childs. Lenny takes a seat on his pants. No whistle on the play. Pretty clean play.
Dragged down.
Now a 3-on-3 opportunity. Now Falcons will try to balance this thing out with Lenny Childs. Checked into the boards goes Harrison Newlands and his defender, Coran Ford.
2:52 left in the third period. It's possible, but not exactly probable.
Actually, Ben Serto, who we knocked into the boards, but yeah, I think it's getting to be pretty glim at this point with 2:52 left.
But CW's chances are very bleak at this point.
But, you know, where do you go after this? You got MSOE next week, a team that was ranked coming into the season.
Absolutely.
In their conference, and if they can just take one, kind of split the series with these guys. They were really, really close to winning against MSOE the first time these two teams played here inside the Ozaki Ice Center. If they can just take one, just get a little positive momentum heading into the final tail of the season.
Yeah. And fans, be on the lookout for the postseason interview with head coach Jason Wise. You'll get to ask your own questions to the good coach and see what he has to say about the season.
Please check us out on Facebook as well, CUW Falcons.
CUW Men's
Hockey Falcons page.
Oh, a little mix-up there by Sullivan.
Sullivan and his defenders getting a little miscommunication, but in any case, it is taken on forward by Pat Sharon. Now, the Forcers in the midst of a line change as we're now at the 2-minute warning here inside the Ozaki Ice Center. It's the Falcons trailing 4-1 on the Concordia Sports Network. Once again, thanks for spending your Saturday evening with us. And the Falcons just trying to get one past Sullivan in the final minute and 43 seconds left here inside the South Rink. Sturmer fighting for position along the far side corner boards with his defender. Puck flipped on all the way outside. Now it's going to be a one-on-one with Kostecki and his offensive attacker Bobby Barrett, and Kostecki wins that battle.
Kostecki took that puck away from him nicely.
.89 seconds left. Fighting for position again is Sturmer. He hasn't quit. He's got 8 goals and 7 assists for the Falcons. He's got 15 points on the season.
Now Lake Forest is just playing keep away.
1 minute left here inside the Ozaki Ice Center. And the Falcons just trying to get something going here with 51 seconds left. Played off near side. Here comes Zerlich. Had a shot deflected by 24 Ben Finney. Circling now is Zerlich looking for Sturmer. Now a wraparound opportunity potentially. No, he'll back things out instead. Looking for Gaskin. Now to Brandon Bayer right from the blue line. A shot. It's going to go a little bit wide. And gathered in by Sturmer. He'll flip one on back. Looking for Gaskin. Had it poked away and stolen by the Forcers. A 2-on-2 break. Putting it off short range for Cam Severson. Cam back inside. Now a nice move and a finish one more time, this one by Jordan Bruce, and that is the final nail in the coffin here inside the Ozaki Ice Center as the Lake Forest Foresters go up 5-1 with 23.8 ain't left.
Yeah, that's pretty much an empty net goal equivalent in a closer game. But this is a tough weekend for the Falcons. They lost to Northland, who had really never been that great in this division, but now they come against Lake Forest, who they had beaten in the first half of the season, and now the Falcons will end up losing the second half, so they'll split the season series at 2 apiece, and end up. But we cannot say again how well Sullivan has played. He played all 60 minutes, and they did it well. They earned their wins.
Who scored for the 4th time this season? That is his 4th assist as well. You talk about Northland rather, and a team that really had struggled. How about a stat for him? 28 wins in 8 years, and he gets swept by that program here at home.
Absolutely, that's
a problem.
That's a problem for Coach, but Coach he's showing his good sportsmanship, congratulating the Lake Forest coach, and he might have a few things to work on during practice, especially going up against a nationally ranked MSOE. So Falcons have a little bit of work to do, but on the brighter side, for those of you who have been keeping an eye on the NHL and Blackhawks fans, be joyous. I almost said the Falcons. I've been watching this hockey game a little much. But the Blackhawks end up winning their 5th straight in a row over the Columbus Blue Jackets. The final score there 3-2. So, well, thank you so much for joining us tonight for this weekend-ending game. And Falcons reluctantly tapping their sticks on the ice to salute their fans. It's been a rough 2 weekends for the Falcons.
Paul, let me just ask you this question. You got 24 freshmen on this team. You know it's going to be a learning process. You know there's going to be some growing pains. Are you seeing a little bit of fatigue with this group?
Yes, I'm seeing a little bit, but that could also have to do a little bit with school. I mean, some of these guys aren't just, they're not only playing here during the winter.
They're losing over the break, though.
Absolutely, but see, some of these guys are also taking classes during the winter term, as it's called, and so they hope to rebound and get something going here. And what I will say is that head coach Wise is looking to get some momentum going again when they play here against MSOE next weekend, and hopefully get some wins and get back into the win column for these guys.
So the Falcons have now lost 4 straight games to drop to 6-13 on the season and 6-8 in conference play. So for Paul Moritz, this is David Tewksbury saying so long from the campus of Concordia University in Mequon, Wisconsin. Thanks so much for joining us on the Concordia Sports Network. Good night. God bless you. Happy Saturday night.